Well, good evening, folks. It's the real Captain Kirk here. We're live from Weather Trends 360 Studios here in downtown Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's a Star Trek theme studio here with the, looks like the USS Enterprise to an extent. But tonight our systems are acting more like the Star Wars Millennium Falcon, which I think Han Solo referred to as a bucket of bolts. So I'm having some logistical issues here tonight. But in any event, we've got 24 tornadoes here this past week. Not as many as the previous week, but up to 755 here season to date, 3% more than a year ago, 20% above average, most in 6 years. We do believe this trend will continue through the not as active summer season, but again, still a threat for an active core summer season here, which is a little further north. If we look at the hurricane season here, again, it starts here in just about 10 days, but 2023 Atlantic storm names, again, are you on the list here for the next 6 years? If it's a really severe or damaging deadly storm, obviously they'll retire it and take your name off the list, but I'm actually on here twice for 2024, not this year, but next year. Our hurricane scene outlook was issued many months ago, but again, we're still expecting an active season, but close in to the U.S. We think the El Nino will create some wind shear and suppress the Cape Verde season, and the Caribbean might be safer, but Florida and North Carolina are probably our top picks again this year, so another above average season, but again, systems that could form in close to the U.S., and then those don't give you much warning. So again, kind of like Ian last year. So in any event, Florida needs to be on guard once again this year. If we look at the last week's summer here, week ending 20 May here, tonight, here in the U.S., is 1.8 colder than last year, coldest in 3 years, 10th warmest in 38 years, so above average nationally. 9% drier than last year, driest in 9 years, 7th driest in 38 years, so below average there. So not too bad. Again, the best spot would be the Pacific Northwest, quite a bit cooler here in the east and the south. Up in Canada, pretty much wall-to-wall warm, 3rd warmest in 38 years. Cold spots there in Europe, coolest in 7 years, and cold spots there in Australia, coldest in 11 years. Maps inset left are the trends versus average. This week here is the week before Memorial Day here, and not too bad. An uptick in good weather here, 2.8 warmer than last year, warmest in 3, 18th warmest in 38 years, above average national temperatures. Dry, 78% drier than last year, would make it the #1 driest. So warm dry is good for retail seasonal sales, things that you want to buy, which backyard barbecues, beer, beverages, cold beverages, pool supplies, you name it, does better in warmer, drier weather. So again, a uptick after these last few weeks. Again, day by day here, national trends here. The bars show the trend versus last year nationally. So colder has been the theme. Uptick here again this week with warmer trends over year, and going into the Memorial Day, maybe suppressing a bit as we get to Memorial Day. But again, bottom line is it's a more favorable trend than we've seen here the last few weeks. So good news for retail seasonal sales. Looking at next week, again, the week of Memorial Day through 3 June here, again, U.S. still trending about the same. About 0.9 warmer than last year, warmest in 3, 9th warmest in 38, above average. Rainfall 21% less, driest in 5, 5th driest in 38. So warm, dry, again, still generally good themes. East Coast is kind of the one area where it's pretty soft. Again, not going to be 70s. We're not going to have scorching heat in the east this year, but again, at least 70s, and that will be a slight benefit, but again, year-on-year perspective, not so great here again for retail seasonal sales. And a lot of that rain may be just a bit overdone again, but some thunderstorm activity across the Appalachians, and again, some lingering thunderstorm activity in Florida. And if we aggregate these 2-week trends here now for through 3 June here for the U.S., generally a good theme for retail sales worldwide for the beverage-type companies that sell around the world. Again, Canada looks good, warm. U.S. pretty good, warm. Southeast, East Coast, again, a little soft. Europe, warm. Russia, China, India, again, Brazil, all on the warm side. So good news for those consumable categories that tend to do well when there's warmer weather this time of year. Map inset left is the trend, preset trends versus average. So with that, folks, we hope you have a great week here, and we will be back here again this time next week. Have a great week.